Welcome to the online classes. Today our concept is inductance. In the last class, we discussed the resistance of parameter. Now we are going to discuss about the inductance of parameter of a transmission line. So in the lower classes, that means in the first year of physics, at the same time electrical circuits also, we are discussed the parameter of inductance. What is meant by inductance here? Inductance is the property of inductor. So what is its property? Simply, if we can consider an inductor, whenever an electric current flows through that inductor, a magnetic field is produced around the conductor. That means a current carrying conductor established a magnetic field around it. That means the magnetic field means a flux is formed around that. That flux can link with the n number of turns of a inductive coil. That flux linkage, that linking of flux mechanism is called flux linkages. Is it right or not? So that's why here inductance is the property of inductor here. The inductance of a circuit is defined as the flux linkages per unit current. If we can send 1 ampere of current, how many number of flux linkages are formed in an inductor? That will represent the capability of inductor. That capability is known as inductance. Anyway, inductance is nothing but the flux linkages per unit current here, where flux linkages can be represented with the psi and unit current can be represented with 1 I, and inductance can be represented with L. This can be treated as the first equation. So then L is equal to psi by I, where psi is the flux linkages and I is the unit current flows through the inductive coil. Can be treated as a equation number 2. So then here what are the units for flux linkages? Flux linkages means psi is equal to n into phi, where n is the number of turns and phi is the flux. So that means the units of flux linkages are Weber turns and current is ampere. Then totally inductance units are Weber turn per ampere. Like this. So that means from the equation 2, if we have to observe that in order to determine the inductance of any inductive coil or any conductor when it is twisted in the form of a coil, first we have to determine the flux linkages. After we can determine the inductance. So that is the procedure to calculate the inductance of any conductor. First we have to determine the flux linkages. That's why in our syllabus we have two types of inductances. What are those? Self-inductance and mutual inductance. What is mean by self-inductance? What is mean by mutual inductance? See here. If we can consider two coils like this. This is first coil, this is second coil. So when current flows through the coil number 1, the direction of current is like this. What happened here is, first when current flows to the coil, what happened? Magnetic field is produced. Why? Because of any current carrying conductor established by magnetic field. That means what happened? Flux can be produced by the current carrying conductor. Is it right or not? That flux is nothing but internal flux. Why? Because of the flux can be produced in the conductor 1 when current flows through the conductor 1. That means due to its own coil current, the flux can be produced in the coil 1. That's why it is called internal flux. And one more thing is that flux can be linked with the number of turns of a coil, first coil. Is it right or not? Then the flux linkages of a coil 1 is nothing but internal flux linkages. Internal flux linkages are nothing but the flux linkages are produced by its own currents. And this phenomenon is called as self-inductance. Why? Because of the flux linkages of a coil due to its own unit current. That's why here which is called self-inductance. But here the flux produced in the coil not only links with the number of turns of a coil 1, that flux can also links with the number of turns of a coil 2 also. The flux can also links with the number of turns of coil 2 also. That's why here what happened? The flux linkages are again produced in the coil 2. But these flux linkages are produced not due to the coil 2 currents. Those are produced due to the coil 1 current. That's why the flux linkages are produced in the coil 2 due to coil 1 are called as external flux linkages with respect to coil 2. Is that right? That means here these external flux linkages for unit coil current is called as mutual inductance. Because of here the flux linkages in a coil due per unit neighboring coil currents. The flux linkages in a coil per unit neighboring coil currents. The flux linkage of a coil per unit neighboring coil currents is called mutual inductance. That means here two types of inductances. The first one is self-inductance, which can be defined as if a changing current flowing a coil produces flux linkages in the same coil. It is called self-inductance, and the flux linkages are called internal flux linkages represented with the psi internal. And one more thing is that if changing current flowing a coil produces flux linkages in another coil, it is called mutual inductance, and the flux linkages are called external flux linkages. That means here when current flows through the coil, which can produce two types of flux linkages: internal flux linkages of same coil and external flux linkages of neighboring coil. That's why total flux linkages of a system are equal to the psi internal plus psi external. That means internal flux linkages plus external flux linkages. Is that right? So that means if we have to calculate inductance of any conductor, first we have to determine the flux linkages. In that flux linkages, we have to determine the internal flux linkages and external flux linkages. External flux linkages means neighboring conductors flux linkages. That is the procedure to determine. So that's why here first we have to calculate flux linkages due to internal flux. That means if we can consider a conductor, this is conductor. Is it right or wrong? The current flows through the conductor is I amperes. And one more thing, see here, the conductor is in the form of cylindrical shape. Is it right or wrong? So that's why here, see here, the radius of the cylinder is R here, and the flux path in the cylindrical conductor in this radius is like this. Dotted lines show the flux path. That means here the flux is the inner part of the cylindrical radius. Is that right? That means here this is the mean radius. Is that right? This is the mean radius. This is also one mean radius. If you can consider this total R here, see here now. This is the flux path. The flux path is always opposite to the current flow direction of a conductor here. If you can see here. And here this radius distance and this radius distance is called dx. Is it right? That means a differential radius is called dx. And here also this is the x. What is this x means? X means it is the distance of a point from the center of the cylinder. At this point we have to calculate magnetic field intensity at this point, that is at the point of x here. X means this is the distance from origin to the outer boundary of cylindrical conductor along the radius curvature. Right? So that means here we have determined magnetic field intensity at a point of x from the center of the cylindrical core. Is it right or wrong? So that means here, according to the Ampere's circuit law, we are already discussed in the electromagnetic fields in our physics subject. What happens here means the magnetic field intensity at a point x by the current flows to the conductor with I amperes is equal to Hx is equal to Ix by 2 pi x, where x is nothing but the magnetic field intensity at a point of x, which is a distance from the origin. X meter distance from the origin here. And one more thing is that Ix is nothing but the current flows through the differential length of a conductor over a x meter distance, where this x is nothing but differential length here. Differential length is nothing but IDL bar, differential current element. Anyway, that I can be expressed as differential element means what? For example, if we can consider L meter length, in that we have to consider the differential portion 1/3 of length. That means 1/3 into L here. In the same manner here also, we have to justify the currents in a x meter length of a radius of a conductor. See here, if you can consider the total radius is r, but we have to determine this is differential radius. We have to determine the current flows through the differential radius of a cylindrical conductor. That means what happened? It is the total radius. Is it in this total radius the current flows through this only differential radius? The differential radius can be written as x here. That's why here, if you can consider differential radius in total area, it can be flows through the flux or current flows through the total area of cylindrical surface. But in that only differential area, the current flows. Total area is pi r square. Differential area means pi x square. That's why you have to calculate the current through the differential area of the cylindrical conductor is equal to Ix is equal to pi x square by pi r square into I here. In this total area, only this much of area the current can be flows through. First we have to determine in the differential area how much amount of current can flow through that. After that we will calculate total area current flow and total area of flux linkage of a conductor. So first here Ix is the pi x square by pi r square into r. If we can substitute this Ix value in a Hx, what happens? Ix is nothing but pi x square by pi r square into I by 2 pi x. That means what happened here means Ix square by 2 pi x into pi r square into I. That means here what happens means pi x square is there in the numerator, denominator also pi is there. In the numerator x square is there, denominator x is there. Then finally what happened? X by 2 pi r square into I. That means I into x by 2 pi r square, ampere turn per meter. Ampere turn per meter means these are the units for magnetic field intensity. That means finally Hx is equal to x by 2 pi r square into I, ampere turn per meter. If Ix value can be substituted in Hx. So then here from this Hx we have to calculate the flux density. We know the one relation, B is equal to mu H, where mu is nothing but the permeability of a medium, which can be expressed as mu naught into mu r, which is the permeability of the conductor. For air, mu r is equal to 1 here. Then substitute Hx value in the flux density. Bx is equal to mu naught into mu r into Hx. Is it right or wrong? So then here we know the value of Hx. That Hx value can be substituted in the Bx. What happened here means mu naught mu r into x by 2 pi r square into I. Like this. So if for air we are already given that for air mu r is equal to 1. Air is nothing but non-magnetic material because of which has high reluctance. So that's why mu r is equal to 1 means Bx is equal to mu naught into x into I by 2 pi r square Weber per meter square. The units of flux density are Weber per meter square. So if a flux density is there, we have to determine the flux from that. We know that the flux density is equal to differential flux d phi by differential surface area. From this d phi is equal to Bx into ds. Differential surface area means ds. ds means here two-dimensional. Surface means two-dimensional. We have here only two dimensions. One is length of the cylinder and radius of the cylinder. That's why if we can consider length L is equal to 1 meter, length 1 is equal to L is equal to 1 meter, and radius is nothing but dr. We can see that radius is dx. If we are already represented the differential radius is that dx. So that's why here d phi is equal to bx into length is 1 meter. We are already treated that. 1 meter into that is dr is nothing but dx. That means bx into 1 into dx. In this we have to substitute bx value. We are already determined that. What is that? Mu naught x into I by 2 pi r square into 1 into dx. That means here mu naught x into I by 2 pi r square dx. In Webers, Webers here. This is nothing but the just flux. Only flux in the conductor 1. That is only internal flux. Is that right? Then the flux links with the current Ix only. The flux links with the currents Ix only. Ix means we are already defined that Ix is within the differential number pi x square by pi r square into I. That's why here see here d psi means what? Flux linkages. Generally the flux linkages can be represented as d psi is equal to n into phi. But here we are talking about differential value. That means here phi is d phi, n is total number of turns. But here d psi differential value we is it? That means we consider differential terms here. Differential terms means differential current means pi x square by pi r square into I. Here in the same manner here also the differential part of terms in the total terms are equal to the d psi is equal to pi x square by pi r square. Pi r square means the total number of turns of a conductor over a total radius. Pi x square means the total turns of a conductor over differential radius. You have to calculate differential radius. That's why pi x square by pi r square d. Pi x square pi r is nothing but number of turns information. d phi is the differential flux linking with the number of turns. Totally pi x square by pi r square into d phi means differential flux linkages. D psi units are Weber turns. So finally x square by r square in here we x square by r square into d phi here. We know that d phi value. What is that? Mu naught into x into I by 2 pi r square dx. That's why x square by r square into pi cancel. That means what? That means what happened? X square by r square into d phi means mu naught into x into I by 2 pi r square into dx. Then what happened here means mu naught into 2 pi r to the power of 4 into x cube into I. Is that right? That is that. I into mu naught into I into x cube by 2 pi r to the power of 4 into dx. Units are Weber turns. These are the flux linkages. And what is the total flux linkages we have to calculate? Total flux linkages means we have to apply the integration. By applying integration on both sides, integral d psi is equal to integral mu naught I into x cube by 2 pi r square 2 pi r to the power of 4 dx. Integration differentiation both are get cancelled out. That is equal to psi only. Integral d psi means the psi. Then here constant is what? Mu naught into mu naught by 2 pi r to the power of 4. I is the constant. Then integral x cube dx. What happened here? Integral x cube dx. Limits are, what are limits now? Maximum. X means differential radius. Maximum radius is r. That's why integration is 0 to r. Then finally mu naught into I by 2 pi into r to the power of 4. Integral 0 to r x cube dx means x to the power of 4 by 4. 0 to r. Then finally mu naught into I by 2 pi 2 pi r into r to the power of 4. X to the power of 4 by 4 means 0 to r means r to the power of 4 by 4 minus 0. That means what happened? Mu naught into I into r to the power of 4 by 2 into 4, 8 pi r to the power of 4. Then finally what happened? R to the power of 4, r to the power of 4. Numerator, denominator cancel. Then finally mu naught I by 8 pi. This is the psi. What is this psi? Internal flux linkages. That's why psi internal is equal to mu naught into I by 8 pi. Units are Weber tons per, what is that? Meter unit length. Here the number of tons are in terms of per meter unit length. That's why here Weber tons per meter length. Per meter length. Unit length means per meter length. So Weber tons per meter length here. Is it right or not? This is the psi internal. Then now again we have to calculate the psi external. Why? Because this Ix not only linking with the one coil or one conductor, which can also linking with the external conductor. That's why we have to calculate flux linkage due to external. Sorry, flux linkage due to external flux. See, this is what happened. First conductor here. This is next conductor. Neighboring conductor is located at x meter distance here. Now we want to determine the flux linkages in this neighboring conductor, which is located at x meter distance from the center of the first conductor. So then Hx is equal to, as usually, I by 2 pi x ampere turn per meter. As usually, flux density also mu naught into Hx. Mu naught into I by 2 pi x Weber per meter. And again, in the same manner, d phi is nothing but dx into 1 into dx, mu naught into I by 2 pi x dx. Because of length L is equal to 1 meter. And radius, differential radius is the dx. Is it? So next, the external flux linkages we have to calculate. D psi is equal to d phi. Here, why we are not consider the here directly? We are taken n d phi, n is equal to 1. Why? Because here we are not to consider the external conductor differential part. We have to consider external flux linkages throughout the external conductor dimensions. That's why we have to consider number of turns are equal to 1. Is it right or wrong? That's why for n is equal to 1, this is only d phi, 1 into d phi. D phi is mu naught I by 2 pi x dx, Weber turns. So then here, total flux linkages are, if we can consider by applying integration, psi external is equal to integral r to infinity. Why? Because we have to consider total dimensions. That's why infinity we have to take it. Right? Not a differential. In the first conductor, we have to consider differential because it is one coil current, one coil magnetic field intensity, one coil flux linkage. That's why we will consider that because of what happened, current flowing through only differential part. But the external conductor means which does not contain any current flow. Due to the first conductor current, the flux linkages are produced here. That's why here we have to consider not a differential length here, total dimension we have to consider. That's why which is r to infinity, not 0 to r. 0 to r means we will consider the less than r differential values, but r to infinity means it is greater than r. That means what happens when distance increases, the conductor distance we have to calculate, and total dimensions we have to consider the external conductor. That's why if we can apply the integration, psi external is equal to r to infinity mu naught I by 2 pi x. This is the external flux linkage. Finally, the total flux linkage, overall flux linkage is equal to psi is equal to psi internal plus psi external. Psi internal is mu naught into I by 8 pi plus integral r to infinity into mu naught into I by 2 pi x dx. From this, see here now, mu naught into I by 2 pi, we will take a common. If we can common this 2 pi, what happened? 2 into 4, 1 by 4 is there in this part, plus integral r to infinity mu naught, mu naught into I by 2 pi already taken out. So that means what happened? Dx by x, Weber turns per meter length. That means what happened? This is the total flux linkages when two conductors are separated by a distance d here. Is it? So when one conductor is excited with the coil current Ix, What are the internal flux linkages and external flux linkages when conductor is placed neighboring to the first conductor? Like this, we have to calculate internal flux linkages, external flux linkages, and total flux linkages of two neighboring conductors. This is the way. Is that it? Thank you.